ACJC b1u3. This is part 2 in a kind of self-indulgent, altered a toy quad, fpv'd it till it broke series of videos. We did some flying around a park and an office block, and it was a lot of fun. I guess why we enjoy it so much at the moment with this is it's a crossover between the toy drones and just getting into FPV. Keep saying we're getting into FPV in this whole journey thing, but seem to keep a foot and a half very firmly in the toy camp. This is a lot of fun with a very cheap quad, and an example to anyone who wants to get into FPV that it really is quite simple and cheap way to do it. This is a £13 camera in a very cheap eBay buy quad, non-altitude hold, so you are learning as you're going, but there's no plugging in a computer, there's no setting up of a radio. It's just a very simple, easy setup of a non-altitude hold quad to get you in to FPV. The camera's doing a remarkable job, and I think the range is very good. The quad itself is a joy to fly and very easy to control. There's an absolutely stunning moment here that I would call it a drop shot that JJC pulls off. Here we go. Look at that. I nowhere near. I still cinematic and pan when I'm flinging it around. Yeah, just a joy. Things like this, the Hubsan H122D, which even has an SD recorder on. The recent Mercury 3 we flew, sadly that had altitude hold and felt a bit false, but even that had an SD recorder on to record all the flights. And if you want to get into FPV, it really is quite a simple and cheap way to do it, without having to spend money on brushless swoops around £100 and radios at similar prices or more. You can do it on a budget like this. This whole setup costs less than £20, albeit the DVR watch that's recording all this footage was another £30, and the goggles are another £30, but with Christmas, birthdays, whatever, you can get into this. Keep your eyes peeled on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, cheap places for cheap drones, see what we can get out there. I really do think it's been an exceptionally fun experience. We did have a crash at the park venue, which a bit of smoke came out of the camera, so I think it's defunct now. Bits of the plastic have melted and I'll probably have to buy another one. And I was supposed to look up the camera model as well. It's definitely an Eachine, it's definitely an 06, I think it's a TX06. It's a split affair, as I've said before. Aerial attached by wire to a flat transmitter. Again, connected by another two wires to the camera, so it all slots in really nicely. But hey, any AIO can do this. We've proved that before with a few elastic bands and a bit of foam. You can attach them to virtually any toy drone and get on with it. So goggle wise, JJC is using the I think they're an Eachine 800 goggles without a DVR on. They're around £50 ish. The goggles I managed to get in a set with a defunct drone for around £12. They are VR006 by Eachine. Really tiny, quite a small screen, but I've inserted like an optical lens. Had to buy a pack of these funny glass things off Amazon. It's about £10, but they have various gradients of lenses in, and basically I put the one in to the goggles that suited my eyes to be able to see the screen perfectly clearly, and that's what I use. So the goggles themselves cost me less than £15. I then sold the drone and the controller on. It really is a cheap way to get into it without the involvement of and confusion in some respects, if you're not familiar with it, which I'm certainly not, without the computer to go on. So yeah, enjoy watching the footage. As I say, it's a bit self-indulgent. We do just fly around. If you get bored, fair play. But yeah, the camera's quite nice. It was fun to do. We've got one last one of these from this little built quad. Say built, toy quad with a camera stuck on it and a bit of tape. But everything else removed. Yeah, so enjoy the footage, like and subscribe. Any questions, comments, leave below. An inexpensive toe in the water for FPV for people to think about. Thanks for watching.